Hi everyone, welcome to my long-term short review of the Zoom AMS-24 portable or rather pocketable USB-C 2 input 4 outputs audio interface for music and streaming. So without further ado, let's start with unboxing. As you can see right here, Zoom AMS-24 comes in simple paper box with different information about functionality and features printed all over, which is of course very easy to recycle. There is no plastic in the packaging. In the box, as you can see, we've got the device itself and a simple USB-A to USB-C data connection cable. Besides AMS-24 and connection cable, we also have here the manual in different languages and warranty papers. In my opinion, the packaging of Zoom AMS-24 is very effective and very well designed. Let's take a closer look at the AMS-24. On the upside, as you can see over here, it has two larger dials for the volume on output channels and two a bit smaller dials for the volume on input channels. It also has mic line guitar switch and input channels stereo pairing on-off switch. On top of the volume output A dial, it has switch toggle for music or streaming modes. On front side, it has two high-quality combo TRS XLR inputs and two 3.5mm outputs for the connection of headphones or other devices. On the opposite side, it has batteries compartment. On the right side, it has direct monitoring on-off and look-back on-off switches. On the left side, it has battery power on-off switch and 48-volt phantom power on-off for both input channels. And on the back, it has two impedance-balanced 6.3mm TRS jack outputs, USB-C host connector and USB-C power connector. Build quality is very nice. It's made out of sturdy plastic. It is light, very durable construction and very easy to handle. I would rather call it pocketable instead of portable. In fact, one just can wear it on the waist belt. I will advise to check on firmware updates for this device before first use. As you can see right here, the procedure of updating is very easy. One would need to go to the Zoom Corp website, choose the device and download the software. From that point, updating goes almost automatically. As I already have mentioned, AMS-24 is very small and light. Here you can see how it compares in size to the one of my all-time favorite audio interfaces, Zoom U44, which also has 4 channels out. AMS-24 seems to be just around 1/3 of the size of the U44. It is rather impressive in my opinion. As I already have mentioned, on the upside of the device we've got music/streaming toggle. This feature together with the independent power supply makes possible to use this device quite successfully with different phones and tablets for recording audio, making music or streaming to the social platforms like YouTube or Instagram. One does not need sophisticated software to operate it in the different modes. It is very easy to switch from one mode to the other with dedicated hardware switches. For example, one can quickly activate loopback or direct monitoring right on the device. Here is the diagram of the signal flow or signal path, if you prefer, in music and streaming mode. As you can see, in streaming mode, signal path is simplified in order to comply with any simple audio hardware standard. I've got AMS-24 for slightly longer than a year. I was using it with many devices and configurations in many situations. So let's talk a little about that. I'll start from simple Android tablet. This small interface can use own power supply and does not need power from the tablet, therefore it makes nearly perfect companion for. The other thing worth mentioning is the high quality 3.5mm headphones out, which can drive good headphones without much of a hassle. Zoom AMS-24 is a really versatile device. I've used it also as part of a desktop system many times. it works very well with all DAW or DVW. One just needs to download and install driver for operational system from Zoom Corp website. Regarding the audio quality, I can say that it is very good. Inputs are not noisy. If you keep the dials at 5 to 7, the recorded signal stays nicely clean, precise and detailed without background noise. I also used AMS-24 at my gigs. Great thing about it is that one can connect any computing device to the system over 6.3mm TRS jack output and use it as an instrument with great stereo sound. Have to say that the impedance balanced 6.3mm TRS outputs on this device sound very good, big, bold and detailed. Zoom AMS-24 works very good in combination with Ableton Live, Tractor DJ and other performance software packages. Last but obviously not least, I would like to have a couple of words about using AMS-24 for capturing small ideas and ambient sounds when outdoors. It is so small and convenient that it is barely present in your setup. I was really forgetting about the importance of being careful with recording audio when I was using it outdoors for capturing the ideas and working remotely. User-friendly nature, pocketable design and overall reliability makes everything seem so easy with AMS-24, which is absolutely remarkable. Zoom AMS-24 can be driven by two AA size batteries, which makes possible to use it with tablets, phones or other devices, whereas host device cannot provide bus power for the audio interface over the USB connection. AMS-24 also has a little LED indicators next to the input dials and power sign in the left corner. Now I would like to present you an ambient recording I made with AMS-24 here at the backyard of my house. As you can see right here, the setup is quite simple. I've got AMS-24 connected to the iPad Air running Apogee Meta Recorder app. For this recording I've used Rode M3 condenser mono microphone with 48V phantom power on. Recording was made in 24-bit 96 kHz wave. AMS-24 was in music mode. As you could hear, the recording sounded very natural, without much of a background noise. AMS-24 is capable of capturing good quality audio if you keep the dials around 7 as max. Zoom AMS-24 is an absolutely great piece of gear. There is not so much of this kind of devices on the market. It is indeed a very special or even unique device. I would absolutely recommend it to anyone who cares. And that will be all for now. Thank you for watching it. Thumbs up if you liked it. Please subscribe and I see you all next time.